Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, it's your educational, sensational, inspirational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of the Trading Floor with your humble hosts, Jeremy Alexander Newsom and Angie Barbosa, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding you to live life, love life, and trade it. Angie, what an incredible day we've been having in the market thus far. It's been a little bit of a bloodbath throughout the day. Some people call it a bloodbath. I don't know if I call it a bloodbath specifically, but there were a lot of opportunities today in the market. If we hop over here really quickly to DIA, for example, DIA is the ETF. Oop, that's just DI. DIA is the ETF that tracks the Dow Jones. And this candle has been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day. And right now we're still dealing with the upper shadow. Long upper shadow, revealing some selling pressure. And on the DIA and a few other ETFs, we really are coming into quite a decent little support level. Here's a support level that we're dealing with, guys, on a longer term perspective. And, we have a high, we have a higher high for sure. And then there's so much volatility and volume coming in at the moment that my expectations is likely we could pause here, but probably come a little bit farther down. Hopping over to the Qs, which as I learned today is Angie's favorite. The Qs are still down quite significantly, and you guys can see the volume really, really picking up right now. The one thing I want to make sure that we're firmly aware of, ladies and gentlemen, is when we're trading, especially as day traders, we can be energetic and sensationally excited and happy all the time. But what we need to understand is patience wins ball games when you're trading. And this particular market, right, that's definitely a bullish market. I mean, we've been making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows for a very, very, very long time. But this is a nice correction, and it's quite healthy for a market to get around a 10 to 14% correction. I mean, 10 to 14% is very healthy. And what a lot of traders have been doing throughout here is they keep thinking it's the top. They keep thinking, oh man, every pullback is the end of the end. It's Dow zero. And I just truly don't think that to be the case. But one thing I can for sure, and one of the reasons that real life trading focuses so much on day trading, is it is easier to protect yourself when day trading because you're not in for these wild, wild swings on the market. I do like the fact that the Q candle is so low, right? Making a lower low and a lower high. That's definitely more bearish than bullish. So what me and Angie were doing earlier today is we pulled up the gap up and the gap down list. Now, this is totally free service provided by Bar Charts, and we laughed out loud at the gap up list. You still only have six on here, Angie, and it was funnier earlier today when we're looking at it because the market was so bearish and there was only a few stocks that were even remotely bullish. And here's a few of them. So EXAS, I'm gonna hop over here and kind of look at what that did and how that played out. That was one of the more bullish stocks that we were looking at. And coming into a 5-minute chart, I was looking at EXAS right about here, and we wanted to breach above this resistance zone and did not get it. And it's actually pounding its head against there again and failed again. So this is a pretty strong resistance on this stock. And with only about an hour left in the trading day, I don't think there's much that can really get us over that. The possibility is there, but I think there's been better trades out there today. Most of the trades that we looked at were retest gaps. So, for example, Micron Technology. This is the one that we looked at. How long ago was this, Angie? About 2 hours ago?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, about 2 hours ago when the trading room started, right about 12 Eastern, and what we were noticing is we have a really good support level here on Micron Technology. So the issue today with the gap down list, ladies and gentlemen, is there were just so many stocks to choose from. I mean, look at this list. The gap down list is huge. Let me take this giant green thing off the bar. So you have... I mean, look at this list. It's bananas. You can keep scrolling and scrolling. That's over almost more than 258 stocks that are gapping down today. And all of these are well-known stocks. I mean, Texas Instruments, Skyworks, Tesla, MLBY, whatever, Mobile Eye Technology, Linear Technology Group. Ford was in here earlier. BHP. I mean, there's a lot of stocks that were well known. Micron Technology, and there's a few of them. If we sort them by volume, you'll see the big players out there: MU, Intel, PBR, Cisco, AMT, TSM, NXPI, Groupon, Juniper. So many well-known stocks. So again, what we're doing is we had to go and sort through the ones that we really liked, and the ones that me and Angie were focusing our attention on the most this morning was Micron and Tesla. And there was no other reason other than Micron was the very first one that we went to. That was really it. We went over to Micron, looked at this thing, and I said, wow, that's a really, really strong break of a support. Good support break. And anyone, ladies and gentlemen, who shorted from yesterday, there are many traders short from yesterday. Creates the gap down. We have to wait for a retest, right? That's a retest gap, pure and simple, because the prior day was bearish. So the prior bearish traders are going to want to buy to close at some point, which will cause a little bit of poppage, and you want to trade the bearish rollover. So here's what I was looking at earlier on Micron on a 5-minute chart. And when we were looking at this trade setup, give me one moment, we were actually right about here. And I was mentioning, had I taken this trade, because we watched it about 5 minutes too early, there's your evening star reversal pattern. So stock falls, here's the retest, evening star reversal pattern, entry would have been right about there, stop would have been right about there. Now that's a pretty large risk. Pretty large risk, because remember, ladies and gentlemen, you want at minimum a 1-to-3, 1-to-2 risk-to-reward ratio. And this particular risk-reward ratio was about a 1-to-2 at best, if it made it all the way back down to the low of the day. So we didn't actually get a chance to really analyze that trade in depth, but you can see the stock did have another bit of a rebound, which was actually a lower high right there, and also another evening star reversal pattern. And this is a much, much better risk to reward ratio. It's all about risk to reward. Your entry could have been here or even here somewhere, and your stop would have been right about there. And so in this situation, this is very, very close where we are now to a 2-hour profit. Just that small little window of trades. And ultimately, your next target is the low of the day. So what I was mentioning earlier in the trading room today, ladies and gentlemen, was the simple fact that there were so many stocks gapping down, so many trades were bearish, but we were rallying quite nicely throughout the day. Tesla was one of those. Tesla is a beautiful, probably one of my new favorite charts on the daily. Look at this. I didn't get a chance to save my lines for some reason. So let me just kind of zoom out and show you guys what I was looking at in regards to the trends here. So this trend line on Tesla has been holding in very, very nicely for quite some time. Let me do a little bit of this and a little bit of this guy right there. There's the trend on Tesla. Oops. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is
that is such a sweet line.
Yeah, it is a very, very, very pretty line. It's a dateable line for sure. Very good. Let's see. These moving averages, Angie, I love moving averages, but at the same time I don't. Yep.
Tesla definitely hugs those moving averages, though.
It does. It does like to use them. I'm going to get rid of them for right now. We can always get back and add them in a second. And let's just go add some horizontal lines as well, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. And I just found out today, guys, that Angie has never actually seen a Tesla in real life, even living in California. I thought that was wild. I
think I'll probably be able to spot them now that I've seen the pictures.
Okay. Well, keep an eye. Well, it's one of those things. I forget the law. It's a law of some kind. What is it called, Angie? Where when you begin to think about something, you'll see it more often. You know what I'm talking about?
Hang on.
Students, you guys know what I'm talking about? It's something. I forget the name of it. It's like the law of recognizance or something. I really can't think of it. It's kind of like if I tell you, hey, go look for Teslas. You never noticed them before, but probably this weekend you'll see 5. It's just one of those things. You'll see much more often. But anyway, what me and Andrew were talking about were a few things that we really liked. We liked this island reversal on Tesla, and this was also another really, really good resistance level is right about there. And this is the resistance that happened back in the famous March gap up from Tesla and the famous gap fail. This gap will always be a famous gap fail. Really good resistance in here, and that resistance got failed. And I truly, for my bullish traders on Tesla, did not want that gap to get failed. I really, really did not. Because this gap has remained open, and now we've made a lower high. And if we make a lower low from this wick right here, there's a very good chance that Tesla has some lower moves. And when I say lower moves, we need to find some distance support. So what support level are you looking at, Angie? What do you think as far as the next target if we break that potential kind of ugly inverted head and shoulders, but definitely there?
I'm seeing a lot of support. Unfortunately, I don't have your horizontal line, but if you put a horizontal line on there, yeah, that's right where I was looking.
Right about there?
Mm-hmm. Look at all the touches on that line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And probably one right there as well. I don't like that one as much,
Oh,
but
wow.
this is
Perfect.
the only this is the only peak I'm looking at. It's right about here. This dotted line, students, this is where Tesla is currently trading. So let's just kind of talk about this day trade setup that we had and that I was talking about. And I actually was looking at this and liked it a lot. So yesterday in the trading room, we mentioned if this resistance fails and we gap down or trade down, that's going to be pretty bearish. And the fact that it did gap down yesterday's candle, black candle, so obviously it's a retest gap. So we just had to hop in and see what type of retests were going on Tesla, and they were actually quite nice. Here's what I was looking at, Angie. So give me 1 second. All right. So let me kind of zoom in now. And on Tesla, you can see kind of the weakness, ladies and gentlemen, of the bounce, if you will. The stock had a pretty decent little sell-off, so we had a sell-off in the morning, and then traded up throughout the day, and just kept banging our head against this same resistance right here. So we had a resistance, and then we just started making lower high, and we had some short-term support right about there. That's what I was looking for, and my entry was, what price is this? 241.31 bearish, and stop was right about here, which is actually a semi-big stop. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was out at Target trying to buy some flip-flops. I'm going this weekend to visit my girlfriend's family in Panama City, and they didn't have any flip-flops. They had flip-flops like, 4 months ago, and I bought them for summer, and now they don't have any, so I didn't get any flip-flops. So bottom line, I didn't have the stop as tight as I would have liked to have had it. If I would have had it a little bit tighter, it'd probably be right about here. So, down about 20, 40 cents. And my entry would have probably been up about 4 or 5 cents. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that this is going to be a home run, but I could definitely take my stop and put it right about break even. So at this moment on Tesla, the fact that, I rated it as a retest gap, the edge is definitely bearish. There's my stop, and that would be a break-even trade for the day if, worst case scenario. Right now, probably up about an R. And you guys know my phrase, an R a day keeps the doctor away. No, R a day keeps the bill collector at bay. You can still make R's, but the doctor might come if you're not a healthy person. But I like this trade on Tesla. It looks really nice. Is there anything else, any other gaps out there, Angie, that are catching your eye at the moment?
No, I wasn't looking at any gaps this morning.
Let's see what's Apple doing. What do you think about the new iWatch? Are you buying any of those products?
No, I'm not really an Apple follower.
You're not an Apple follower?
No.
Oh my
I know.
goodness.
I'm gonna get the hate emails now.
Oh my goodness. No, it's okay. It's okay. I need some reasoning behind it though.
Well, because I actually did stretch myself and switch to a Mac for work so that I was going along with what everybody else in the office was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it. Just don't like it as well as my PC. So I'm not going to make the switch.
All right. That's
Not
fair.
going to jump on the wagon.
That's fair. I can support that. No biggie. No biggie. Do you like the stock at least?
Oh, I love looking at the stock.
Yeah, stock. Apple stock
Definitely.
is
I know.
nice.
I know. Recently, you asked me what I thought it was going to do with earnings, and for some reason, I just think it's going to gap down.
Yes. Yes. I would be very surprised if it does gap down due to earnings, but it's Apple. Apple's been known many times to have earnings that were positive, that beat the Wall Street expectations, and then just
Still gap down.
totally plummeted. Yeah. So I have my 100 shares. My plan at the moment is Apple has earnings, I believe the 20th after close. I can't really tell. But the 20th is a Monday, ladies and gentlemen. And what I'm going to do is I have a 103 covered call expiring this Friday, which is a great sale. Great premium that I got for that bad boy for only 2 weeks. So 103, I'm going to turn around and probably do a 104 or a 105 for next week, Angie. And then according to Earnings Whisperer, and you can verify this if you would like to, Apple's earnings were the 20th after close. So what I was going to do is hopefully my 104, 105 will expire next week, which will be Friday. Then that Monday morning / afternoon, I'll get into some type of collar more than likely. Probably getting to like a 110, 109 covered call, and then buying like a 90, 98 put or something as protection. So that's kind of what I'm going with. I think the call would be about 3 or 4 weeks minimum, maybe shorter. I haven't totally decided. I think I'll write it up this weekend or next, as far as the exact plan. But I do plan on getting some more shares, and that's what our debate was. Our debate was if I should get shares or if I should do put sales. Are you able
That's
to?
That's right.
Yeah. Are you able to talk me into one versus the other?
Well, I'm all for buying stock at a discount rather than just paying the current asking price. So, I mean, I like the looks of that. Are you calling that a wedge or a triangle?
I don't like wedges. I never have. I'm all about the triangle.
I really like the idea of and would like to talk you into a naked put towards the bottom of the support line. I wish I could tell you what price level that was at. 98
98 or so.
98 or so, right in there.
Okay.
And just having a naked put and buying at a discount. I love sales.
You can easily
discounts.
talk me into that. What expiration should I choose?
Let's see. Well, we've got earnings on the 20th.
I mean,
Well,
you don't think I should do it over earnings, right?
No.
Okay, so just this Friday?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. I would wait till after earnings.
I left my wallet
So-
downstairs. I would actually go and do that trade right now. I've been wanting to do a put sale on Apple for a while. I just haven't done it. No other reason other than I'm lazy. I think that's the only explanation.
So you just do that for next week expiring 17th?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean,
I wonder if there's any money in that.
let's go find out.
Love it.
If there's enough money, I'll run down and get my wallet really quick, and you can keep everybody entertained. All right. Password. Angie is the greatest. Okay, it's easy to remember. And quotes. Option chain. And I might do 2. I'd be willing to own 200 shares. Apple. Regular October, right? Yeah, regular October. And looking at 98 put. 98 put. 29 cents. For next week. So if I did 2 of those, that'd be $60 minus commission. $29 minus commission. What do you think, Angie? You get to pull the trigger. I like the changing of the colors. That's pretty. Angie might have gotten kicked out, guys. Her internet's been kind of weird today. So, the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. Okay. What's up, Angie?
Only 29 cents, huh?
Yeah. Should I pull it or what?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not loving that premium. Not a huge discount.
All right. I'll wait. I can wait. I'll wait till next week. We'll see what's up. I mean, with a market like this with the NASDAQ, that's the thing that's blowing my mind. I mean, Apple, with the Qs, with that candle, you would think the premium would be better. Wow. I mean, that's a very, very nice candle. I'm happy about my Tesla trade. That one's pretty. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, so we're dealing with, if we're talking about bearish close, I think below, what is this, 234.70 on a daily chart. If we close below this wick, I would love to get an inside day candle and a rest tomorrow. And while we're on this trend line, if we close below there, I'm actually quite bearish on Tesla. My stop would go boop, right there. Target 1, target 2. And again, Angie, you can mark that down for my 24-hour in advance plan. I think that's pretty solid. It's pretty doable.
Give me those numbers for your two targets, would ya?
217.32 and 193.94. Is it kind of hard to see on your screen?
Well, if I make it big screen, I'm seeing it.
Okay. Let me go in an intraday level just to clean that up a little bit. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make this red so that we know it's my stop. Red and red. All right, there we go. So there's the stop on Tesla. Nice little break even. Got a little bit of a morning star reversal shaping up. Some decent volume in there, but I think that's pretty weak. It definitely could play out a little bit longer, but that's pretty weak. 236.80 something was my 2R target. So we're looking at right about here. 236.94, I believe, is the 2R target. So I'll wait for this 5-minute pivot to play out. We have a lower shadow right here that we're kind of battling with a little bit. Morning star, upper shadow beginning to form. We do have some volume. If anything, I'll let it battle, and we have 45 minutes left for this to kind of roll over. If it rolls over and dies in the afternoon, that's fine. I might just take my stop in 5 or 10 more minutes and put it right there to, again, just mitigate my losses even more. At that point, I'd have a very, very small R gain for the day. If I got stopped out, it'd probably be like 0.1.5 R, 0.15 R or something, which is cool. There's been many times, students, that this is my week has looked a little bit like this. 0 R on Monday, 1.7 R on Tuesday, minus 0.5 R on Wednesday, 3 R on Thursday, and minus 1 R on Friday. Plenty of times where that's happened. But let's do the math really quick. All right. So we're down 1.5 R. This goes away. These go away. And then you can cancel that out. That's 0.2 R. So you made 3.2 R for the week. It's pretty solid. I mean, a realistic goal every month is 10 R. If you get 10 R a month, I mean, you're doing quite well. You're not robbing the bank. But it depends on how big your R is, right? We're trading to acquire skill. So if your R is $1,000 or $50, it doesn't matter. Consistency equals discipline, and discipline equals profitability. All you have to say, ladies and gentlemen, is be disciplined, be consistent, do the same thing over and over all the time, and you're ready to go. Like I said, if I didn't have to run out, my entry would have been right there, and stop would have been right there. So this would actually probably be right at a 2R, which would be good. That would have been nice. Let's see if anything else is going on. We can hop over again to Micron Technology, see if that's continuing to battle.
I just found
Go ahead,
an awesome gap I would love to look at on TXN.
Texas Instruments?
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, Micron's bleeding out lower too. That looks pretty. Yeah, guys, this was just a really good day me and Andrew were talking about and mentioning that we need to let it pull in, rest all lunch, and then afternoon delights would just be delicious. Texas Instruments is really, really pretty.
Isn't that sweet? Look at where it opened. Yeah.
Yes. Let's hop over here on an hourly chart before this thing starts free falling. Okay, so let's go into daily now. I'm just looking at this. Let's go look at a daily chart. Daily chart, ladies and gentlemen. So it's obviously a retest gap, right? Prior candles black, gaps down. Very, very nice retest. Now we cleared this support. So this support's taken out. This pivot is also taken out, I believe. Yeah. So it opened below all of that. That's probably why the Qs are down so hard. Texas Instruments is a big player in the Qs. And that's a pretty large distribution phase that we're gapping out of, guys. We can call that I don't know if I would call that a head and shoulders, but I mean it's not textbook, but it kind of is. It's not the worst one I've ever seen in my life. Bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, this is a retest gap. So let this one fill in just a little bit, something like that, and then play the rollover, just like on the daily chart. If we come into the 15-minute candles. 15 minutes. Give me one moment. This is really almost a textbook afternoon delight. We almost kind of want these lows to get taken out. I don't know if they will in the next 45 minutes, but our stop could go right about there. So let me sneak in a moving average really quick to see how it looks. Because if it's beginning to fail a moving average, that moving average will press it down a little bit stronger. Moving average exponential. Okay, that's the 20. That one works perfect. So here's the 20 exponential moving average on the 15-minute chart. Really, for an awesome afternoon delight, you'd love for those little guys, for the 20 to come in and start fighting with the stock some. Let's see. I think I could put in a trigger for this one. This is a good gap, Ange.
Yeah, I was super excited about what it's been doing the last little bit today.
All right, let's go ahead and calculate this guy. That would be my stop right now. So if it triggered, this is what I would do with it. I almost want to go bearish now and place my stop above there, but I'm going to wait. This was one we would really keep an eye on for the next, 20, 25 minutes. Let's make that green. I'll come up with a good color coding system soon. Green, 4278, 4305. Okay, so if we had ladies and gentlemen, if we had a $50, let's say we had a $50 R. $50 R, we're day trading this. So 4305 minus 4278, and we're coming up
27.
with
27 cents.
27 cents. How did you do that so fast?
Haha, a magic.
This is so quick. All right.
Called a calculator.
Okay, so what's 50 divided by 27 cents? Miss Genius.
185? That doesn't make sense.
You said it as a question. 185, maybe?
Well, it is 180.
All right. Did you do that in your head?
Cent stop. No.
No, just 50 divided by 0.27.
Yeah, it's 185.
Okay. So if this triggers, we'll keep a close eye on it. It might be a little bit too far extended, but what we need it to do, if it does this, we might not just be able to catch it in time. This might be a really, really good play for Monday potentially to see what happens on it, but we want this moving average to kind of come in and press it down. So we'll keep an eye on it. I would have that entry placed if you have a contingency order set up to do so. You would set this up as a stop sell market. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, if the stock rolls over and you trigger it, you would enter into this trade short, and the buy to close would be 4305. Whether that's the location you would exit your position for a win or loss. But the edge on that one definitely is bearish, Angie. Very good call. Let's look at our friend Google as well. Google on a daily also has a very nice black candle. So Google, this was a trade that I mentioned yesterday. One of the famous and very exciting new black crow candles. New black crow candle on Google, and a very, very pretty move below the low of today. We opened, we rallied, we failed. Very delicious. I think wow, there's a lot of stocks, guys, that do look like they're ready to have some serious retracements. So you're right, Angie. I think I might wait on Apple. with all the tech stocks doing this and Apple even being strong, I still think it's okay to wait. Let me go check out my put sale on this guy. All right, so this is coming in to the end of the day as well. It's cutting a little bit close. But I'm okay with, since it's expiring today. 48.50 put sale. I call this close. That's expiring today, so that'll expire and go to options heaven and do what options do in options heaven, which is I don't know what do they do in options heaven. They play craps or poker. Options play Texas Hold'em. I don't even know. I'm being dumb. So Angie, you're calling that the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. Is that right? Is that when you think of something
Correct.
and then you see it all the time? Okay.
Yes, that's what I found.
Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting because it's like it relates to trading in a way. If you're taught to look for triple tops, every distribution phase you'll see will be triple tops. If you're taught to always look for the bearish trades, you'll always look for the bearish trades. If you're taught to look for the bullish trades, you'll look for the bullish trades. And if you're taught to be neutral, you'll always look for the neutral trade setup. It's whatever whatever our mind is, ladies and gentlemen, is who we are. That's kind of there's my Newsome nugget for the day. Whatever your mind is, that's who you are. You think.
Well, that's very true. I remember when we were first learning how to trade the stock market, it happened to be bearish. And our first ever virtual trade was a successful, or real money trade, was a bearish trade on Amazon. And we made, a little over $1,000. We were really happy. But I believe strongly because of that, now we tend to, be more excited about bearish trades and see them more easily.
Yeah. I mean, bearish trades are more fun, granted, because they're faster. And I think in a way it's a psychology thing, Angie. Like we always as traders, right? We want to catch that bearish trade as fast as possible. We want to make the money as quick as possible. And it's just not the case. We can make it quick, we can make it slow, but it's better to be patient. I mean, the market rewards the specialist. Warren Buffett said very clearly, the market's a great dictator between who is patient and wealthy and impatient and broke. But I think you're totally correct. I mean, I had a hard time shaking my bearish sentiment all the time. And it took me 2 years, I think, to really understand, wait a minute, the market doesn't really move that bearish that often. Now we're looking at this particular trade, and I would call this a double top, but that's just such a clear double top to me. And then it's breaking of the neckline. That's a bearish confirmed trade. Huge candles, good volume, close below the neckline, take the retest the next day, and you can take that for some serious bearish money. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on this particular trade for a put sale based on this gap. I did it based on this gap because, give me one moment, this candle was, bullish because it had amazing volume. Look at that, amazing volume. It ended up closing above this pivot. So when it closed, it trapped anyone who shorted in here. And specifically when it opened, it trapped anyone who shorted in here. So when it opened, it automatically trapped the bearish traders, and it was just a gap and go. Phenomenal day trade, phenomenal swing trade. And I've played this out 3 or 4 times bullish for put sales and for calls. I bought my calls, Angie, right here. I initially had my stop right here, and my target 1 was here, and target 2 is here, something like that. We got into this pennant pattern, and I took my stop from red and moved it up to there. So, because of options and time value, I did end up getting stopped out for a very, very small loss. Because the
nicely played.
Yeah, because of the bid-ask spread and stuff like that. I would have preferred that pennant to break bullish, but it didn't.
Agreed.
It did not. Let's do Home Depot really quick, and let's stay on for 4 more minutes, and I'll let you guys watching hopefully the sample video of the trading floor. I'll let you guys call it a day, and then we'll hop back over to the real stuff. Home Depot. So Home Depot again had a very, very bullish day yesterday. Not yesterday. I'm sorry, the day before yesterday. Here was kind of this resistance level that we're really, really playing on strongly, about 94-ish. and did not get a close above that price. That's something that I had to learn the hard way a few times. Strong upper shadow right there, ladies and gentlemen, really pierced the resistance quite nicely. So to get above that, then we got to boop, 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 okay, put the resistance line above the wick. Now this happens. Okay, so that means that you'd waited for a close above that wick now, preferably since it's at an all-time high. And so again, you just keep getting wicked and wicked and wicked, which I think might be a safety net for Home Depot, honestly. I mean, we're making higher lows, and we are making relative highs, but we really just haven't officially and confirmed broken out yet. So I'm just really kind of keeping an eye on Home Depot. I am definitely more bullish than bearish based on this beautiful gap and go. Gap trapped a lot of people. And we're making higher highs and higher lows, but barely. Nike is one to keep track of. Nike, there's a lot of students in this trade with a stop right there. So they came in 4 or 5 cents away from their stop today. So we'll see if it continues a little bit lower or has a bounce. But again, Nike, based on the fact that we're making higher lows, and we have a very, very bearish candle there, and a few bearish candles here, and we got a gap up. Gap action. Bullish gap, bullish support. Play the bounce on Nike and kind of keep a bullish perspective on it overall. Before we wrap up, let's finish up with Tesla. Just see how that's playing out. And 5-minute candle. There we go, Ange.
Sweet. Yeah.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
Nice.
So that just hit 2 R's on the day on Tesla. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, you just trail your 5-minute, your stop on 5-minute pivots. So just hit the 2R target, which is ironically enough, right at the low of that candle. So we'll probably get some bouncing here. And the rest of the position, my goal is to just hold it to the end of the, not the all-time low, but today's low, and exit the rest of my position there. Tesla, I trade Tesla pretty often, and it usually does come into the low of the day and kind of stabilize and bounce. Plus, we're almost 30 minutes before the market close anyway. So since you're day trading and prop trading, if you guys are, we're gonna have to exit our trades before market close, which is in about 30 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to the trading floor. I truly appreciate it. Angie, thanks so much again for being here. You are an absolute rock star.
Thanks, everyone.
You guys rock. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at any time. Angie at reallifetrading.com, Jeremy at reallifetrading.com. Find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all that jazz. Guys, girls, students, real life traders from around the world, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. And remember, love life, live life, and trade it. Welcome to Real Life Trading.